Hey there Islanders, and welcome to our third editor tutorial video. As you can see, we have a lovely house built, which we did behind the scenes so we didn't waste your time. It doesn't have a roof, but that's just for our tutorial needs. Today we'll concentrate on object properties and some things surrounding that. But first, let's look at history. This arrow going back is undo, and the arrow going forwards is redo, and in between we have history. Quite poetic. Here you can backtrack your steps either by pressing it or here with the arrow. With the arrow you can go back or go forwards with the other arrow to where you need to be. It is pretty useful stuff at times. Now, let's give our home some doors. So, we return here to add entity like in the last episode, right door, and choose the ones that suit us. So let's choose, let's say, large wooden door. So here we're going to add one and another, but it is facing left and we need it to go right, so we're going to flip that with key commands. And there it is. Now, we want to change the door properties. We either can click on them and then select object properties here on the panel, or we can just double click them. As you can see, a window popped up with the properties of the door. We can change their name, position, or rotation. We can even decide if we want to animate them, but that doesn't concern us yet, though we'll look at this in another video. We can also edit script, which we'll also look at later. We can add our own description, and we can color them, which we'll look at now. So as you might have noticed before, items have up to 3 color boxes, and this door has all 3. So when you click on one of these boxes, a colourful window opens up, and here you can pick your desired colours. You can either choose from this palette here, or you can mix up your own palette and then even add it to the palette for later use. This is where you can mix your own colour, which we'll do now. And what colour to pick? Well, pink obviously, height of taste. And there we have them. Beautiful pink doors. Another property to play around with is highlight. If you pick highlight and a colour, you'll see the doors will start to shine and glitter. This is useful when you'd like to highlight something in your game, so the player notices it. Another property we have here are health points. 2 episodes ago, you saw that we set up everything as indestructible, so we don't have to do it here again, though we could switch it off if we wanted to. Another point here, if we make the door interactable, is a player can do anything with them, and we can also set up our own interactions, but we'll look at that later too. Now, if you want the doors to open from the start, or you just want to see how it'll look, you can check the is open box. Lovely, but we want them closed. It is also possible to open the doors against the natural way of opening, counterclockwise, but we don't need that now. But what we do need is to lock the door so the player doesn't have an easy time getting into them. We check the is lock box and set the lock ID. We can then use this ID to pair it up with a key, which could open the door. We do the same with the second door. We can also choose both doors and open object properties, and now we can work on both of them at once. Here are both of their IDs. Now all properties that they have the same right now we can change, so I'll make both of them locked and set the cylinder or key ID to 123. But now both doors are different in colour, which we wanted at first. But in case you want to colour them, and you want to colour them differently than through object properties, you have the brush tool. And here you can see 3 options, which won't surprise those that played around with a paint gun. Paint, pick colour, and revert. We'll revert the colour in the first colour channel, which is checked on default. If we wanted all the colour channels, we can check them too here. And for paint, we'll choose grey colour. We'll choose it for all 3 channels so it blends into our stone setting. Not very nice, but I'll leave the colouring to you. Well, and that's it. So, until next time, have fun, but most importantly, stay classy, Islanders.